In this week's video, we're going to be installing the metal roof on our tiny house. Bit by bit, it's really starting to come together. So welcome back to another video. We'll be giving you an update on our stone wall, working on the fascia and the finer details, and of course installing our metal roof, pulling off some acrobatics to get the screws in, and making a few creative solutions to get the job done. But first, we have to move the tiny house again.
Welcome to another video, and we're gonna move the tiny house again.
Guys, this is going to be the actual test if the windows are going to fall out or not. But this is way better than the last time when he moved it.
It's way better. We moved from that to here. So far, so good. I'm just worried about that part.
The decline here, yeah.
We're going to be moving the tiny house again because we need to lower and level out the ground. As you can see, the spot where it's sitting is a bit too high, and Thiago is going to use that soil to backfill behind the stone wall.
Okay, he moved the tiny house. Now he's just gonna pass with the digger to level this land here. Fine.
So we officially passed the test. The tiny house is still intact. We've got all the windows still in place, and it actually went really smoothly. So we're really glad that's over. Now you can see, obviously, Thiago's just going to open up such an insane space for us to be able to have barbecues, a seating area. Eliezer's going to put up a hammock in the trees. I honestly believe that this is going to be one of my favourite spots on the land.
After leveling out the ground, we gained around 3 meters of flat terrain, which we'll be using as a social area near the tiny house in the future. Thiago is super fast at leveling everything. He was able to move the soil behind the wall while his uncle was watering it to make it more compact and stable. In about an hour and a half, the job was done. And with that done, it's time to move the tiny house into its final spot. But for real this time.
Eliezer tá tenso, Eliezer tá tenso.
Rapaz, porque tem uma pedra ali, ó.
Tem uma pedra ali, ó. Meu Deus do céu! Meu Deus do céu! Super successful day. We're super happy to see the tiny house in its permanent position. Hopefully we won't have to move it again. We just need to adjust a couple of the levels so it's perfectly level. But hey, welcome to the new tiny house spot. We need to think of a name. We need to think of something, a nice spot, because honestly, like I said before, I feel like this is going to be my favourite spot of the land.
Tinyland.
Tinyland! I love it. That sounds really nice.
Yes.
Welcome to Tinyland.
And we just got the call that the roof materials are arriving tomorrow. So we were waiting for materials for a long time. And we are getting tomorrow, so we're going to continue with the roofing and then cladding, and the exterior is done.
On that note, we're also in the midst of ordering the cladding. So the cladding, when the cladding's on, the roof's on, this is gonna look so good, so complete. And
then it's done, the exterior.
The exterior. Still got to do the interior.
Yes.
But yeah, we're really happy. This space now is gonna be used so much. That's also gonna be another project, is decorating this space and making it feel super cozy. But yeah, we've got a whole, look at this.
So much space.
Look at all this deck space. Deck in the front. We're going to put some chairs and a little fire pit at the back. We've got all this space in front as well for some parking, 2-3 cars. Guys, I'm super happy with the results.
Super good. Let's continue for tomorrow. Now that the tiny house is in place, it's time to get back to work. And today we're finally starting the roof. Here's one thing about building. You always need to think a few steps ahead. If you try to figure everything out on the spot, it slows you down. And that's exactly what happened here. We only started thinking about the roof when it was time to actually build the roof. So we ordered the materials and had to wait a week for them to arrive. If we'd planned ahead, this video would have come a lot sooner. Anyway, we're learning as we go. And that's what makes it all so fun.
Right guys, it's time to start focusing on installing our fascia. What I'm doing right now is cleaning and then painting these aluminium L bars that we're going to use for a cap underneath the fascia to make it look all nice and neat. It's currently like 30 degrees, it's 10 o'clock, we got up really early, the crack of dawn this morning, so we could get on with prepping everything because there was a lot to do. So let me just show you what we've done so far and what the plan is for today.
we're installing metal roof sheets on our roof. And here in Portugal, it's very easy to find metal roof sheets, but not so easy to find the accessories. Because installing a metal roof is not just buying metal roof sheets and installing them. There's a lot of other steps to be done. So we are having to customize ourselves the other parts. So we bought a lot of these plain sheets and cutting and folding and customizing our own parts to look something like this. So this is like our drip edge plus fascia cap plus everything at once. I'm gonna show you how it's done.
To install a metal roof, the first thing you need to do is to install the drip edge and then the fascia cap. Then you need an overhang of at least 5 centimeters. Then to secure everything in place, you need to use these specific metal roofing screws with a rubber washer to fasten everything down. Then on the edges, you have to install the gable trim. That piece also needs to be modified and finished properly. Lastly, at the top, install another protective layer before adding the ridge cap. That's the basic idea in theory, and a huge thanks to whoever made that animation, because me and Eliezer watched that video about 9,000 times. And then it's time to install the first piece. Installation is pretty simple. Just a few nails and Bob's your uncle. Here's how it looks when it's all done.
While I was working on that, Ada was painting our L-shaped trim pieces that go underneath the fascia for a cleaner finish. The final finish looks something like this. It's a really nice combination of the dark grey aluminium with the wood, and it's well protected from the rain.
So let me just show you guys, this is how it's going to look. We've already done it on this part of the tiny house, and as you can see, it looks so much more clean, tidy, it's really pulled it together and it's fully protected. But on the other side, you can see that that's where I'm installing these L-shaped aluminium pieces first to then go underneath, so then it just kind of goes really flush with the fascia and the wood, and it's like one straight line. So yeah, that's the process that I'm on right now, while Eliezer is inside the tiny house bending all of the fascia pieces, because we couldn't find the ones that we needed, so we're doing it ourselves.
Manual
Labor.
To make the trim pieces by hand, I used a blanket on the ground to avoid scratching the material. I removed the protective plastic, measured the piece and cut it in half. Then I bent one side to 90 degrees using my handbrake and the other side to 180. And after that, I drill holes for the nails. Each piece takes about 15 minutes to make. I spent quite a few hours doing that. It's repetitive work, but hey, a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. Meanwhile, Ada was installing the trim all around the house. This is the finishing phase. It's a lot of work for tiny details, but they make a big difference.
Fucking pizza. I don't know if you guys have realized, but we have invested in a brand new lens. So now we're able to do these crazy zooms. Do a zoom. Oh, you see? Really good quality. Hopefully this is looking crisp and clean for you guys watching at home. So anyway, let's go back to the topic at hand. We have now, I've finished installing all of those aluminium U pieces, so it's looking great, looking really clean. And Eliezer basically spent the whole day finishing off these custom sides fascia. So now they're ready to install. I'm just gonna install one for you guys to show you how it looks and what we're doing. But yeah, we've pre-made the holes, so it's I've got my bag of nails ready in the dewalt belt, and it's just all we need to do now is nail them in. Let's go.
Once the trim piece is ready, it's super easy to install. Just set it in place and nail it into the wood. Right now, we're only nailing the top. Later, we're going to buy black nails to match and secure the bottom. These little finishing touches make a huge difference. The colour goes perfectly with the wood. And the best part, our exterior cladding is arriving next week. This time, we really did learn our lesson about ordering our materials in advance. So we ordered our wood 3 weeks early, and we didn't hold back. We invested in some of the best cladding that we could find on the market, coming all the way from Finland. So stay tuned for that.
So while Ada is doing the finishings, the final touches over there, I have to do some unfinished work. These deck pieces here on the fascia, I need to put a little bit more, like 3 or 4 centimeters more, so we put the L pieces and do all the finishings the right way. So let's go. We were missing about 2 centimeters to install one of the L pieces, so I grabbed some leftover decking boards, cut them to size and install them. We are trying to avoid exposed nails in the finishing part, but in this part I used an exposed nail because we're going to cover it with the L trim anyway. Right, we got a new nail gun. This one is for finishings, really good, with really small nails. As you can see, the nail gun we had already that we made the structure of the house is the nail gun that they use structural nails, so bigger and longer nails, as you can see here as well. So yeah, now we got 2 nail guns. I love these toys, and this is not sponsored. It's because the guy over there on that store is my friend, and he's a really nice guy. We always buy here in Portugal because it's really difficult to find a store here in Portugal that has all the kinds of tools. We always buy on the store ferramentas.pt. I really love that store. They have everything there, and they have for a good price as well. Again, it's not sponsored, it's because I really like the guy and the store. To continue, I cut more 1 to 2 centimeters wood pieces and installed them. For the angled ones, I did a 45-degree cut, trimmed about 3 centimeters and used the nail gun to secure them. So now everything is pretty much done. There's just one little part, and that's one part that you have to consider when building a tiny house in a land like this. Look at that. So on this back part of our tiny house, we have the land like this. It's pure rock. It's all very solid. You can't dig, you can't do anything. Even the Thiago with the digger couldn't pass through this one. So we're trying to fit a ladder here, but it's all really unlevel that we can't. So now we're trying with the scaffolding, because we need to have access up there to install our last pieces. Well, let's try it. It's very unsafe, and it's not level at all, and if that part falls, that part's not leading to anything. We probably have to try with the ladder again. Our best chance is this small ladder. Okay, maybe here. It's so unlevel every time, and then here, but it's so unsafe. I don't feel safe going on top of this. Look.
That's so sketchy.
Look, and then you fall. You can easily fall here. I don't want to fall, you know.
No.
Ah, I hate this. Okay. All right. What do you think?
How are you gonna?
Yeah.
No.
So this is the bad part. See, I can go on top of here, but I don't have any position to nail it.
We're gonna have to figure out another way. So I'm a bit stuck. But you know what? With DIY projects and stuff like that, it's always about, there's so much more problem solving than you expect. Because obviously not everything just comes out of the manual and it comes out perfectly. I feel like there's a lot of problem solving involved. But right now, I'm not resolving any problems with this ladder. This ladder, this situation is just a big question mark. We need to figure this out because we need to get this done. And now it's getting towards 12 o'clock, so it's really scorching hot.
But I have a solution. The best solution I found was to screw everything in from the top. I screwed 2 pieces of wood on the roof to give me a foothold. Even then, it was such an awkward position, I couldn't even lean too far. I had to hold the trim piece with my foot, balance with the other foot, and hammer with both hands. But I got it done. So with that done, we can start installing our metal roof. But there is one thing, there's always one thing. So that's the thing. That's our metal roof right there. And it's a metal roof, so when the sun hits that, it makes it so hot. You can even make some scrambled eggs on top of that. So for that heat to not be transferred into our OSB, I know we still have our membrane, our house wrap here, but it still can transfer. So for our heat to not transfer to our OSB and into the house and create like an oven on everything, we're gonna install these bottoms. So every 40 centimeters, we're gonna install a bottom, and that way the metal sheet is not gonna be touching our house wrap. I installed the battens every 40 centimeters, and before installing the last one, I lifted the waterproof membrane and added flashing tape underneath it, just in case water ever gets in. Then I nailed down the final piece, and here's how it turned out in the end. Well guys, gonna confess, not really funny to be here. I'm glad this is pretty much the last one. The last one is the next one, and I'm done with this bottoms. And it's really hard because I have to move myself through here like okay, I find where I have to make my hole, take my drill and then drill it. Let's go. Oh god, it's so hard to balance myself here, man. And if I fall from here, I'm screwed.
I feel like you guys haven't seen me in a while, but I am working. I'm just working on the other smaller details. So I've been cutting all the wood he needs. I've been throwing him the tape measures, giving him the hammers, doing this, doing that. So I'm here, I'm working. I'm just not on the roof yet, but I'm gonna help. I think we're gonna both go up there and put on the roof together. The first panel has to be super straight, super aligned for all of them to all fall into place. So yeah, today has been hot, sweaty, a bit stressful, but we're getting there. So it's gonna look good, just imagine.
Next day.
Hi guys, we started work bright and early. We're currently just taking off the plastic of our metal roofs so we can start installing them. And yeah, we just wanted to do this early because today it's going to get to 35, 36, and that's really going to heat these up so much. So we're trying to get this done. Little breeze in the air, which is nice to work with. And yeah, it's going to be really productive. I want to get this roof installed.
This roof comes with a plastic for protection. So we have to take this plastic immediately so the sun doesn't make it sticky to the roof and it gets impossible to remove. So this is us removing, and this one is with no plastic and that one with plastic, so you can see the difference. And I find this metal roof really nice. I like the color as well.
We thought removing the plastic film would take ages, but the heat from the sun actually helped loosen it. The next step was cutting the metal sheets, and for that we used an angle grinder. Fun scary fact is that we've had this angle grinder for about 6 months and we've been using it wrong the whole time. The disc was mounted incorrectly. We called up our friend Henderson from Ferramet Spete and he showed us how to use it properly. These tools are not for messing around, and we have to be really a lot more careful. If you're not paying attention, they can cause some serious injuries. We're just lucky that that didn't happen with us.
Okay guys, you can't really see very well, but I've installed the first panel, which is great news because now everything just gets so much easier because it's just copy and paste. So screwed that in, that's all leveled up nice. The enough overhang, it's all the same 5 centimeters, and then it's just copy and paste all the way until the end.
After all of the prep, installing the metal sheets is actually the fastest and the most satisfying part. We just slot them in one after the other. I was on top of the roof doing all of this while Elias was on the ground and cutting and handing me the rest of the pieces.
Coke then?
Yes please, ice cold.
Yeah, ice cold, yes. So good to have electricity on site because we get some cold drinks on our yurt. They are super cold on our refrigerator. Let's go get them. So we got here some Powerade, which is really good on the sunshine. Free alcohol beer, which is the same thing of normal beer, but no alcohol, which is perfect. Cheese and ham, tomato, yogurt. This chocolate, guys, is so good. I don't know if you have this chocolate on your country, but so good. And Ada wants some Coke, and nothing like an ice cold Coca-Cola. Yeah! And there she came down after 3 hours, 4 hours there.
Yeah, it took way longer, but I think what we did is, I think why it took so long is obviously hand holing all of the screw holes.
Yes.
I think that took way longer. We could have just pre-drilled, but Eliezer was worried that it wasn't gonna line up exactly
on
the battens. But we just had to measure twice. But anyway, it's done now. I'm really happy that's done. Way better in the shade. Oh my goodness, it was really hot earlier today. So the only thing we've got to do now is the other side, which is going to be more tricky because it's more inclined.
Yes.
It's, you know. So let's see how we do that.
Yes, drone shot.
Half of the roof is already installed. Now comes the hardest part, installing the other side of the pitched roof. This side wasn't too bad. Eliezer could still use the scaffolding while I was on top screwing the sheets in from the other side. But it was the other side that was the trickiest.
Well, guys, this is the hardest part of the day of this metal roof, because there's no place here to put the ladder. It's very unlevel, as you know already, and Ada has to nail it. She has to hold herself.
I'm holding myself on the ridge. I'm not doing anything too stupid, but I'm holding myself here and then trying to drill in. It's just because it's a really awkward angle, and here it's rock, so we can't put the ladder up there, and it's been quite difficult. So at the end of the day, it's, to be honest, the temperature right now is perfect. So
yes.
I prefer cracking on and pushing through,
yes.
trying to get this done, instead of waking up and doing it in the scorching heat, because it makes a massive difference. So
we're all bleeding as well because this is so sharp. So look at, oh, I don't want to show this, but I'm bleeding so much because when it hits you, it makes you bleed. So let's crack on, let's go.
Come on, let's get this done. Let's go. No, come on.
And now the final piece. This one needed a special cut to fit the angle change on the roof. And we're done. Well, almost. We still had to screw it in.
Okay guys, this is the final piece of the metal sheets, and it has been a real struggle to get to this point. So we're gonna, after this, sit down, relax, have a 0 alcohol beer underneath the shade in the tree, and just relax and just kind of look back at the work we've done and be proud of ourselves. So yeah, let's get this last one installed and then we're good to go. I'm so excited, I'm so pleased. Wow, this has been a real challenge, seriously. Right, let's go.
Last one.
And well, that's it. That's another thing about building. The work is never truly done. You just stop when you're too tired and leave the rest for tomorrow. Now we just wanted to sit down and drink an alcohol-free beer.
But look at this. That's an amazing result. The metal roof turned out even more beautiful than we imagined. And soon our Nordic timber cladding will arrive, all the way from Finland. And we'll finally be able to finish the exterior of our tiny house.
Now, I'll be honest with you. We may look tired and dirty, but we're really loving this. Doing this project on our own land is giving us so much meaning in life. And to be honest, that's all that matters. You have to do what makes sense to you. And we just wanted to thank all of you guys who are watching and following us through this new phase of life. I know it's a bit cheesy and emotional, maybe it's the non-alcoholic beer talking, but yeah, we're just feeling super, super grateful. The roof isn't finished just yet, but in the next video, it will be. Let's go to the material costs. The roofing materials were 16 sheets of metal roofing, 6 ridge caps, we haven't installed these yet, and 12 flat metal sheets for making custom pieces for the fascia. All of that came to 693 euros including delivery. Then there were the screws and other small accessories for the installation that cost 88 euros. So the total so far is 13,743 euros. Thanks so much for watching this video, and we're super excited to see you guys in the next one.
Bye bye.
Subscribe!